And we're live.
Live from Drew York. Have we?
It's the Cleveland Rocks podcast.
It's the Cleveland Rock musical guest, Motley Crue.
And Laura Hall.
And your host, Drew Carey. He's never done SNL, right? I don't think he has.
That's a good question.
Drew Carey.
I really don't.
SNL.
He could have easily done it.
He's never hosted or been a cast member of Saturday Night Live. Thank you.
I mean, I
Google
knew. Yeah.
AI.
Okay. It would be that one random year Drew Carey was a cast member at SNL.
But then he said that swear word and they didn't catch it. You know what I didn't know? This is going to sound really silly to me. I did not know Martin Short was a cast member of SNL for a year. I just thought, I just thought he was like friendly with Steve Martin.
Did you watch that documentary for Martin Short?
No, I want to though.
So Bell and I watched it.
Yes.
And it's great. Yeah. I mean, it's Martin Short's the man.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was a cast member on SNL. I didn't realize all his like deep, like, of course I knew he was a comedian, right? But I didn't realize all his deep ties into just like the world of comedy and the Second City people.
I know he did SCTV, but I didn't know he did SNL for a year.
Yeah, and then he went to SNL for a year, and I don't know, man. He's good.
The shit, man.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah. And speaking of live television, buddy, we got one for you this week.
Oh, man.
Drew Live.
Who
would have guessed that the guy who hosted Whose Line Is It Anyway would eventually
wanted to merge his two shows at one time?
There's a review of this episode from the Boston Globe.
Now, which version did they watch?
That's a great question. I'm assuming the East Coast one. There's 3 different versions of this that they did. We collectively watched all 3. We both watched the East Coast. I watched Mountain Time.
And then I watched Pacific Time.
There you go. So I'm assuming Matthew Gilbert of the Boston Globe watched the East Coast one.
Yeah.
But he called it gimmicky. He said it was a smug mess, and it was like a gratuitous tie-in to Whose Line.
Honestly,
basically.
Yes.
It's a little...
Yes to all of that.
It's a little gimmicky.
Look, I have a soft spots for it because obviously we have a soft spot for this show.
And well, you in particular, you
Whose Line?
studied improv as well.
I did not study improv.
You took improv 101 and 102, right?
Yeah.
That's more than I've done.
I've done that just because I had friends that did it. And I wanted to meet
You did it like everybody. You were getting women. You really, all those improv guys, they're swimming in girls.
Yeah. It was guaranteed that at my class graduation, everyone would take their tops off in the audience and start throwing them up on stage.
Yeah.
Listen, I did always have a soft spot though for Whose Line though, and like short form improv like that. I mean, granted, I think everyone loves that show, but I just remember as a kid during sleepovers, that would be a game that we'd play.
Oh, for sure.
We would be like, okay, let's do scenes from a hat, but now we're all 8, and we our frame of reference for literally anything is none. I mean, we're either reciting jokes we don't understand, or it's
writing down
or poop jokes,
just fecal matter. Yeah.
Right. So
just timeline here, right? The Whose Line in America debuts in 1998.
Yes.
This episode airs the following year, 1999, November of 1999.
November 10th.
Yes. Bruce Helford, creator of the show, was inspired by, did you know what live TV show happened before this? That was like a ratings juggernaut. The show was a ratings juggernaut on its own. It's not a comedy.
I was going to say, I don't know if I do. No.
ER.
Okay.
ER started their 4th season with a live episode, and the way that they got around it not looking like a normal episode of ER had like a sort of like a gimmick of like, oh, there's a documentary crew in watching how we do things at the hospital. So they did a live episode of the show, and it did really well for NBC. And I think Helford probably saw Drew doing this improv stuff.
Right.
And I was like, what? We're sitting on a cash cow, baby, for sweeps, for November sweeps. What are we doing?
Yeah.
So yeah, they did Drew live.
And they had they had all the cast members. I mean, it was all the same people.
It's all Who's Line. It's actually
genuinely, it really, to that guy's credit who reviewed it, it's almost egregious how much. I was ready for them to do the Irish drinking song
at the end over the credits.
Yes.
I truly couldn't believe how much of it was Whose Lines in any way. It's kind of, I thought it was going to be more of the bell to change the lyrics, which I guess we should explain sort of the premise of it before we get into this. But yeah, at the top, we get Drew. He's like, we're going to do a live show. We're taping it live. We're going to improvise some things.
Now, here's one thing that they don't explain because it would be weird if they did to the television audience, but maybe you saw it in the research. Is this the same audience that they kept there for 4 hours?
Great question. I assume not. I don't know that for sure, but that would be fucking nuts if it was the same audience.
Even then, just if it wasn't the same audience, think of the logistical nightmare.
Yeah.
To get, because you've been to plenty of live television tapings.
Yeah.
I've been to them on that Warner Brothers lot. I went to a taping of Conan back when he had that TBS show.
Sure.
And just the load in, the load out. I mean, it's a big process.
Yeah.
So
but how much time do they have in between each, right? Like, let's say it airs.
Well, they really have none. Well, I guess, right?
Because like, think about it. Like, so if it airs at the East Coast at 9, and then they're doing another one on the West Coast 9 p.m. their time, that's like,
but you got to show in the middle.
Yeah, that's true. But it's like you probably have 90 minutes.
I honestly,
is my guess. You probably have an hour and a half between when the first live show ends and when the next one has to go up.
Actually, you really don't have any. I mean, right? The only gap you have is Central Time.
Yeah, which they're doing already. Well, no, Mountain Time and Central Time are different.
Mountain Time and Central Time are different.
Okay, so you have Central Time as a buffer, I guess. But yeah, so Drew's at the top, and we get fourth wall shit throughout this. We see a live audience, and we see cameras, and Drew's like, we're doing a live show, and it's improv based, and I'm going to introduce you to our host for tonight, Brad Sherman. And Brad comes Sherwood, excuse me, you're right.
Brad Sherwood of Whose Line Is It Anyway fame. I tried to look up if he had
any other credits.
He does have other credits. It's like, but it's a lot of it's an improv thing he did with Colin Mockery. It's an the improvaganza.
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now. He Chelsea Lately, Digimon Data Squad, which is just like a fucking Saturday morning cartoon for kids. Yeah, improvaganza, Penn and Teller Fool Us. Yeah, not a lot. He's a guy.
He was a game show host at one point.
Just known. Sometimes there's just improv guys. You know what I mean? We know guys. Not anyone as famous as Brad Sherwood.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I would say he's made a pretty good career out of it, and I think he still does the improv with. Are they still doing Aisha Tyler's Whose Line?
CW, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah. Anyway. You're totally right though. He is part of that crew because it's the same with like Mockery and Styles and all that.
Yeah.
So anyway, he comes out and Brad, basically explains, I'm going to be your host for the night. When you see me, we're going to do weird improv stuff and it's going to, all this shtick. So he's like, enjoy the show. And then we kind of go into the scene to start the cold. Which, by the way, probably the longest cold we've ever had.
I will say, before we get into it, Drew changes his glasses here.
I like Drew with the weird glasses, like the regular Drew glasses.
Regular Drew glasses?
Yeah.
So it's a very it's a style that's in right now,
sure,
right?
I'm wearing them right now, technically.
Well, no, but they're more flatter, like a longer rectangular 90s
invisible frame.
Invisible frame, yeah. But God, it's like I don't think he has, because he doesn't have dark facial features, right? Drew doesn't have dark eyebrows.
Oh, it's not complimentary, but I will say if you're a star of a like major TV network sitcom, like that, and you have one distinct thing, and it's these fucking glasses,
you gotta look.
You
different.
gotta ditch the glasses.
He does look different,
absolutely,
very different.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so he does. No, he does. It's a fun gag. He's like, 5 seconds to air. Drew. He's like,
I better put my costume on.
He just changes his glasses.
Swaps the glasses.
It's pretty good. So we begin the scene, and all of the differences we'll get into are all like minor line things or improv games change, but the plot remains the same throughout each time zone, and it starts with Colin fucking Mockery as Eugene. I thought we were done.
Oh, there is. Hold on. there is a difference at the top as well. Sorry.
Oh, sure.
The beep.
The beep.
If somebody
The bleep.
swears, if somebody swears, they're going to play in the East Coast version. It's an old episode of Doogie Howser.
Yes. Mountain Time. It was I Dream of Jeannie. Which, by the way, I was telling you before we got on mic, the Mountain Time, I believe, is the like official episode. Like that's the one they use on YouTube. That's the one I assume is on the DVD set.
Yeah.
So,
and then the Pacific Time was Chico and the Man.
Okay, that seems a little very specific to the area.
That's why
that
I was
seems LA
like,
based.
That's what it felt.
To the Chicos out there. Yeah, Eugene comes up.
We open up in the office.
And
Eugene's in there.
He's got a little rose.
Colin Mockery. Did you say that?
Yes. Oh, more Who's Line. Right out the gate.
Right out the gate. Line. They literally they don't bury it. They don't try to.
They're not hiding.
Oh yeah, here's the.
At least he had already been. At least we had established his character.
Yeah, we knew he was a character before.
And he's Eugene, and he sets a rose down on Drew's desk in like a nice little vase.
Yeah.
And Drew comes up and he doesn't see it. He's like, "Oh, what's this?" And Eugene's like, "Oh, I guess you've got a little secret admirer. Who knows in the office?" Weird.
Flirty vibes.
He goes to put it on like his lapel.
Yeah.
And he's like, "So I've heard you've sworn off women." Because again, as this is the beat we're going with, Drew is done with dating. He's working on himself.
And
he's like, "Yeah, the store therapist told me to work on finding the real me, and I've had a really good time with this." And then this is where we get the first of the improv games, because Eugene goes, "Oh, the real me. Yeah, I found the real me in the Navy."
Yeah.
Wink, wink. We're talking. It's innuendo, folks. It's gay innuendo.
Yes, Eugene is gay, and he has a big old crush on Drew. Brad rings the bell right after I found the real me in the Navy.
We learn what the bell is. Every time Brad hits the bell or someone off stage hits the bell, the actors have to generate a new improvised line.
I wonder
if
it is Brad. I would assume it is Brad.
I think it's probably Helford and the producers, I'd imagine.
Because no. I feel like
that actually hits the bell.
I feel like they actually have him in on the improv game here. Also because he's got to like sort of, I don't know. I feel like you want an improviser with the beats, because where he hits the bell does change.
Yeah,
at least
throughout.
Throughout. Because they serve up a few meatball lines in the Eastern Coast version that I'm like, it's weird that they didn't do the game there.
Yeah.
But then they did it in the Pacific Time, and I'm sure that they did the same thing in the Mountain Time. Yeah.
They actually, we'll get to it, but they hit the bell in the Mountain Time one in weird parts.
Yeah.
Where like it wasn't
because he's trying to fuck with them.
Right.
Which is why to me I think it's Brad, because I think he has a relationship, a Who's Line relationship with those guys. Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah. Anyway.
So this is where it's introduced. Colin Mockery does a great job. In the East Coast one, the bells hit. I found the real me during a prison tour of Annie Get Your Gun.
Yeah.
In the Mountain Time one, I found the real me when I was a body double on the movie Touched by a Hell's Angel.
The Pacific Time, he said, I found the real me playing a risque game called Where's Waldo's.
I like that. Hell yeah.
He had a second one in the Pacific Time. He says, I found the real me during a bodybuilding competition with complimentary bikini wax.
Hell yeah. Okay.
And then he had a third one.
Wow. They triple dinged him. It just ended the night.
Yeah. Well, that's what
closing time.
That's the vibe that the Pacific Time one had. I didn't
Did they
watch.
Seem more tired? Yeah.
But they were also very loose.
Okay. That's awesome.
The East Coast one, you could tell they were tight.
Absolutely.
And but by the time you get the Pacific Time, which is maybe it would be less so if I had watched all three.
Yeah.
You could see the gradual decline into madness.
Yeah.
But you jump the Pacific Time and you're like, oh, they really don't give a fuck anymore, do they?
That's probably why they went with Mountain Time as the official episode, because it's like the best of both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the last joke in the Pacific Time was, I found the real me during a very vivid dream about HR Puffin Stuff.
Friend of the show, friend of the Drew Carey show, HR Puffin Stuff. That's funny. Wow. I also want to make a point here, and we get it more with the improv game they're about to play, but Brad makes like this weird face on the way out in each time. Like,
yeah, he does.
Like, I'm like, is he like, we didn't have the words for this in 1999, but he's like Jim from The Officing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, get a load of this shit. Like, that's kind of the vibe he gives the whole time.
Definitely.
And I was like, okay. Well,
He does a lot of like looking to the camera, and he's like, yeah, a lot of goofy faces, a lot of, or
He just said what?
Or he makes that comment. He's like, oh, it's easy, just that easy.
Yeah.
Like later in this scene, and I'm like, okay, man.
Yeah. So we end there. Eugene exits. We get Steve and Mimi coming through, and Drew is planning Steve's bachelor party.
Yes.
He's like, what's going on, big bro?
Hey, bro.
Hey, bro.
Hey, bro.
What do you think of, bro?
What are we doing for my bachelor party, bro?
I liked this joke. It was, we're keeping it simple. We're doing booze, then we're doing cigars, and then we're going to a shooting range. And then we're going to call the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and tell them thanks for the idea. Yeah. That is a Drew Carey stand-up joke if I've ever heard
100%. And it was consistent through every
episode.
Every episode.
Yep. No, not getting the bell on something he wrote.
Yeah.
Not getting the bell.
That has been tested.
Mm-hmm. Mimi kind of mocks them for being tame. Did she get the bell on the Pacific one for this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, she did.
She says something about like, oh, you're gonna let your hair set, all this, you women.
You bunch of women.
And then I can't remember what she said. I didn't write this one down.
They didn't do it in the East Coast version though. They didn't
but the Mountain Time she got it, and she ends up calling them like a bunch of like sissy faced pansies or something. And I'm like, hell yeah. It got a bigger laugh. And the East Coast one, when she calls them a bunch of women, it doesn't really land. But then when they ding her, it gets a bunch more reaction.
When they ding her in the Pacific Time, she says, "When is the caller for the square dance arriving, you Nancy Pants Rosebud girls?" And this is a good opportunity for me to just say, Kathy Kinney was awesome in this.
Kathy Kinney rules.
Because look, obviously Wayne Brady is going to be great. Colin Mockery is going to be great. Ryan Stiles, great. We'll give our honest review of Drew as we get a little further into this. But like these Whose Line people are gonna nail it.
Yeah,
she is not an improviser.
No,
but she crushes it.
Yeah, I just looked it up.
Like just funny lines.
She doesn't really have an improv background. She obviously did New York and L.A. for acting, but I don't think she ever did like the stuff that these guys have done.
Yeah,
so it's impressive. And also, well, we'll get to it. But in addition to Drew, there are, I think, some other actors. But one actress in particular I can think of who was not really game for this at all.
Kate?
Yeah. Now, I mean, we've talked about it when we talked about the
Kate noped out of this several times.
And apparently they do this 2 more times throughout the show.
Yeah,
we've talked about this, but on the Look Back show, Bruce Helford was like her now husband, then boyfriend, is Bill Lawrence of Scrubs fame. He wrote down like a bunch of possible options for her because she hates doing improv. Hates it. Yeah. So anyway, Mimi's kind of teasing them for having a tame bachelor party. Her bachelorette is apparently she's going to a new male strip club where you get to make a sandwich on a guy's ass.
Yeah, you can eat it off a guy's ass.
And then she says, and then we're going to send my mom home, and who knows what happens for the rest of the night. I like making a sandwich on a guy's ass with your mom.
With your mom.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Mother's Days.
What kind of sandwich you make on a dude's ass?
Turkey Club.
Yeah,
it has to.
I mean, look,
because you got to take advantage. I'm gonna test to see how many stacks I can get on there.
I'm gonna get a tuna.
Give
me a tuna, baby.
What a blend of smells that's gonna be. Jesus Christ! Microwave it while you're at it. Fuck it.
Well, Steve's not a big fan.
No.
You can tell right away Steve's like, oh, I don't like you because you get drunk and you lose your inhibitions and then you...
I can't imagine Mimi sober having an inhibition. And yet here we are. So yeah, he's worried about this and they kind of like, get tense and walk off.
Well, there's do they bell Drew on his line here?
No, not on my
end. So on the Pacific, so Drew has this whole joke about next when you drink you lose your inhibitions, and next thing you know you wake up on a farm in Indiana pulling a hay cart. To Mimi, in which they bell this one, I guess only on the Pacific time.
I didn't get it.
You can tell when...
It's the beginning of the unraveling of Drew Carey.
Well, it's because he breaks. He really didn't see the bell coming on this one. So clearly they hadn't done it before. And then this is where he says, Next thing you know, you're wearing a bunch of makeup on a TV show and no one will take you seriously as an actress anymore.
Wow.
And
wow.
I wish you watched this version now because the face that she gives, she like breaks character for a second here, and she's like, "Oh shit, we're like throwing
Gloves
punches
are off.
here.
Gloves are off." Shit, that's crazy.
Which comes back to the point I wanted to make a few minutes ago. Drew Carey, like his knee-jerk reaction several times when he was asked to imprise is either
is to just acknowledge the reality.
Acknowledge the reality, which is not fun improv.
No.
Or it's he's also just mean.
Yeah,
he was so mean to her in that moment.
That's crazy.
That she even like you saw her she blinked and she mouthed the word "wow," and then moved on to the next line.
That's incredible.
So yeah,
that rules. I did not get that from Drew Carey in this moment, but Steve leaves, and as he's leaving, obviously the joke about the sandwich on the ass has made it to Oswald. I can't remember what Steve says on the way out, but Oswald basically makes a joke about like, oh, I thought they.
So it's on the way out. Steve is like, well, maybe I'll just go eat a burrito off a woman's breast.
Yeah, and then he leaves.
And then on his way in, Oswald passes by and he's like, I thought the
health department shut that place down.
The hell shut that place. Yeah,
he got dinged on mine.
Oh, on that line? Because that line was great. That line was the same in
Diedrich
my
Bader,
versions.
I think, does a really impressive job.
He's good in this.
He's really good at this. He pauses for a minute and he's like, he smirks and he goes, where do they serve the Jello? I was like,
he has a few lines where Drew breaks.
Yeah,
I don't know if Drew broke it.
He did a little bit.
But he has a few improv lines where the cast breaks, and I'm like, because I don't. Again, we talk about all these people who were Whose Line people. He's just an actor.
He's just.
I don't know. Maybe he had an improv background, but this is he nails it.
He is like, and he obviously he does a lot of comedy stuff. Still does.
Yeah,
to the bone comedy. Like that's like it's in his DNA.
Yeah.
So anyway, I also just want to say as we continue to go through this, people have been like, oh, after you're done with Drew Carey show, you should like review Whose Line. I feel like it's so hard to review improv.
Dude, you cannot.
Because even like this, we're just like, yeah, that line was pretty good. Like I feel like that's just the tenor of the episode. The plot is so ephemeral. It doesn't matter.
We could do one review of Whose Line and it could just be
applied to every episode.
Yeah. You could just review each game.
Yeah.
I think you could review the games, but you can't go line by line.
No.
Scenes from a hat, goated game. Let's be honest. That's the best one.
Absolutely.
Irish drinking song, also great.
Well, we're getting to Laura Hall in a second.
Yes.
But we have one new improv game to introduce before then. Oswald is delivering a package to Mr. Wick.
Yes.
And Mr. Wick comes out to get the package, and out with him along comes Brad. And Brad goes, all right, well, here's the new game. The actors don't know what's about to be in this box. We're going to open it, and everyone has to decide what this item is. And they have to come up with an excuse for it. East Coast one, it
almost looked like a medical device.
Yes, I wrote weird needle / gun / tube.
Or it could have been like a profession, something a painter would use, and you would hook it up to like an aerosol can,
kind of like a tattoo gun almost, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it kind of looked that way too.
Had that vibe. Yeah, so we get a bunch of different things as to what it could be: alien radio, a cake decorator.
Oswald's joke is he smells it and he says it's new.
It's new. Drew jokes that it's what the ABC censor is going to probe you with after the show.
Yeah,
so it's pretty good. What did you have on the West Coast?
On the West Coast, so it was this big, plushy, starfished, sort of blue-shaped thing. It was just like a pillow that was five-pronged and like a satin blue color.
Okay.
And it was pretty big, and Wick said, "Oh, it's dead," and then, "Oh, it's alive. It's my gay octopus," is what he says.
My gay octopus.
He says it's a gay octopus.
Okay.
Then they say Kathy Kinney's like, "I was gonna wear this on my honeymoon."
Nice.
And then she hands it to Oswald, and it gets stuck in his eye, and he has to yank it out. And then at this point, Drew just Drew has nothing here.
Yeah.
He hands it to Drew, and then Drew's like looks at it, holds it, and like bounces it up and down, and then he just throws it at Wick, and he says, "It's coming right at you."
Yeah.
And that was it. Yeah.
So Mountain Time, the gag was it's like a 3-pronged phallic silver tubing. It's all combined into one, and like it also looks like there's a section that like it fits perfectly on a head. I don't think that's what it's designed for.
Yeah.
But a lot of gags here. Wick puts it on his head and says it's for satanic worship. Kathy Kinney just says like
Craig Ferguson also decent.
Okay.
He's okay.
He's a little more game for it than like Drew, but he's not really great at it.
He's not great at it.
Kathy Kinney says something along the lines of I was in Europe and it reminded me of you. Something just, Oswald says it's his cod piece, which is the best joke out of the bunch. And Drew puts it on his head and says, "This is how you tell if a plumber is horny." He's sort of wiggling his head around.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
See, if we were to review Whose Line, it would be a lot of the same reviews on Drew as well. Like when Drew would insert himself into the bit.
Well, there's a reason he's the host.
It usually falled flat.
Oh, for sure.
Fell flat.
Yeah.
Falled.
When they give him when they give him the what's the game where they play with the big props and he's always one of the guys.
Well, it's the same. That's what I was just going to say. It's the same box. The box game is the same as here's props. I think it's just props. The game is on Whose Line.
Yeah,
and they would just hand you whatever, and you gotta pretend it's some alien or whatever.
So anyway, at this point, they create a gimmick where then they also have to figure out reasons to go back with Wick.
Yeah.
I didn't write any of those down. I don't think it's really that important because the point is we just get Oswald, Kate, and Wick out of this. Or as Oswald, Mimi, and
they didn't
Wick
have a good joke.
No.
There for this one. I think in the Pacific Time she was like, "We got to go check the printer. Come with me."
Yeah.
Like they just couldn't come up with it.
Nothing. They just need to get the fuck out of there. They had to get the fuck out of there though because we have another weird gimmick here.
Yeah, that
Arturo Brachetti.
Was this an improv game at all for you in Mountain Time?
No.
So this is just a part of the show.
It's a part of the show. Arturo Brachetti. I didn't know who he was before today. I have a better idea.
Quick change guy.
Because he has a Wikipedia article that I think, I don't want to throw an accusation, I think he wrote himself. Yeah, he's an Italian quick change artist. He's a Guinness Book of World Records holder for the quickest and most prolific quick change artist in the world.
Wow.
Yeah. So he comes into the scene.
Did someone hold the record before that? I guess.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know who he stole it from. But anyway, he basically comes into the scene and he's like, "Oh, Mr. Carey, I'm looking for a job. I was told to come to you. You're the hiring guy." And he goes,
Immediately he comes in, he's got like one of those big David Byrne suits on.
He's got this weird hair too. He's just got one little like tuft that's very gelled.
Yeah, like alfalfa.
Yes, it's an alfalfa, exactly. He's got the big David Byrne suit, you're right. And Drew goes, "Well, the only position we have is like young men's clothing, and you're clearly not stylish enough for that."
Yeah, he's like, "We usually give that to young hip people.
Young hip guys. Like us."
Yeah.
And so
dude, you'd be great at Winfred Lauder young men's clothes.
Kill it. Are you kidding me? I'd be selling a bunch of young Cleveland boys shirts. It'd be fantastic. Arturo is kind of offended by this though. So he goes, "Oh, well, no, I can do more. Just give me a moment." And then there's like a brown curtain that hangs on the other side of his cubicle. And then he changes his suit into like I wrote stylish, but it's really like a flamboyant suit. It's kind of like, it's like big and
it's
puffy.
Like a zebra suit.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Cool. I'm cool like Fonzie."
Mm-hmm.
He has the accent.
He does. It's very heavy Italian accent. Drew's like, "Yeah, maybe Fonzie now, but you're not really, he's like, "I don't know. I just don't think it's going to work." He's like,
"We need somebody who works hard.
I like to work. I'll show you I like to work." And then he changes again under a newspaper into like a bee costume.
Yeah,
he's like, "I like to
busy bee.
Busy."
Yeah.
And Drew's like, "What the fuck is this? I'm going to call security." He's like, "This is crazy." And he goes,
Even
no.
Drew in this moment's like, "Why did we fucking hire this guy?
Yeah. Why is he here?
Why is he on the show?
Why is he here?" And he's like, well, no, hold on, don't do that. I can be more. I can blossom. So then he goes behind Drew, like that little hallway, that little glass hallway thing that Drew's got.
Yeah.
And he changes into his final costume, which is this beautiful flower that like the petals come undone.
Yeah.
And he's like, ta-da. It's impressive to watch in real time.
I noticed I don't know if this was a note from the network, but in the East Coast version, his shoulders were fully exposed. By Pacific time, he had those boys covered up.
Oh, interesting. I wonder, I didn't make the note from
I really wish they would have rung the bell on this guy just to see what else he had. Just to be like,
oh, now I'm a dinosaur.
What other costumes do you got?
He was wearing underneath.
Yeah.
So, he goes through all of this, and then Drew just wants to get out of here. So Drew goes back into Wick's office, and he's like, and if you change into like a water cooler or something, just wave me down. I'll know that's you.
Yeah.
He goes in. Arturo waits out. And out comes Mimi.
Yes.
And this was my favorite line.
This was the punchline, really.
Yeah, he goes, oh, Mr. Carey, I had no idea. You are clearly the master.
Yeah.
And then he bows and leaves, and Mimi's just confused. Yeah. Drew quick changes into Mimi.
Yes.
There you go. So
they look identical.
They do, yeah. You put that much makeup on TV, you'll never be taken seriously.
As an actress.
So.
Oh, God, that line, dude. I was like, whoa.
That's nuts. That is.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah,
Drew.
goddamn.
Goddamn.
So, yeah, here we get the title sequence. Of course, we can't just do normal titles.
No.
We got to have music. Out comes Laura Hall, Wayne Brady. We complete the trifecta. I guess it's not a trifecta.
I think I've said it on the show before. I told you that Belle knows Laura Hall.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Really?
How? So, Belle, obviously growing up in L.A., she went to school with Laura Hall's kids.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, she had met Laura Hall on several occasions.
There you go.
Like, and
she was the musical director for all of the. No, I'm kidding.
But I was just like, what? I sent her a screenshot of this because I was, we've talked about it just because Who's Line, but I'm like, no, she's in the show now.
She's legit
she's in the thing.
Canon. It's canon.
Yes.
Yeah. So Brad comes back out, Wayne Brady, Laura Hall. Eventually we're joined by Kathy Kinney as Mimi. We're improvising musically. We want to do a new theme for the show. It's not just like the musical style, which I think alone would have been funny, but then we have to have a weird twist.
Right, so he's like, okay, in this one, we're going to do in the style of a polka for the East Coast audience. I thought it was interesting because mine were very distinctly for the coasts.
Oh, okay.
For the East Coast audience, it was a polka.
Yeah.
For the West Coast audience, it was a Beach Boys surfer tune.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mountain Time did not have that. But it's so East Coast, just before we move to Mountain Time, East Coast is, like you said, a polka, but it's also an advertisement for deodorant.
Yes.
So that's where we're going. Like we're going like hot, sweaty Drew Carey polka, basically.
Yeah.
Mountain Time, the theme song was a mambo tune about the Drew Carey show, but the show is actually about a sexy coroner.
Ooh.
The East Coast was the Cleveland Rocks, like Ohio theme, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. For Mountain Time, they used the 5 O'Clock World video.
Oh, really?
Which I thought was interesting, yeah.
That is interesting because for the Pacific Time, they went back to the Cleveland Rocks, the normal titles. But in the Pacific Time, like I said, they did a style of a Beach Boys surfer song.
Nice. I'm trying to imagine Kathy Kinney singing a Beach Boys style
Drew is
song.
A bachelor in the Oval Office. That was... So they really just sing about, I don't know, Drew. The lyrics for all of these were pretty unremarkable.
Yeah. They're finding it in real. It's really just more the they're even on beat is kind of impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, we're done the cold open, the longest cold open we have ever had, I think, on this show.
37 minutes in, we just
yeah. There you go. Post titles. Steve walks into an under construction Warsaw, and he's there to meet Mimi. Mimi has this whole spiel about, I don't like when we fight. I miss you on my waterbed. I'm just there alone. I'm a horny Bowie.
This is the first time we find out that she has a waterbed.
Yeah, but it doesn't surprise me.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
Honestly, waterbed's cool.
Yeah.
Do you got to change the water? Do you got to clean that
I'm
out?
sure you do, yeah.
Yeah, clean the water like the sheets.
Yeah. Well, you can't, you got to clean out. Like,
why would you though? It's all contained.
Could you filter the water? Do you think at some point?
Interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know. Could you put fish in there and it'll be like a little massage on your butt?
There's no fucking way I could put fish in a waterbed. Hello, sharks. I'm here today.
Have you wanted a fish tank and a waterbed? Are you living in 1980s?
Have you wanted to sleep uncomfortably and kill a bunch of fish at the same time?
Yeah.
I'm looking for $50 million.
For a 1% stake.
But yeah, no, she's she misses Steve and she wants to kiss and make up basically. And Steve's like, "Oh, well, if you're so lonely at night, maybe you can get one of your stripper friends to get you a warm glass of milk and a butt hoagie."
Yeah.
Did he get dinged for the West Coast? Because we got a different.
He did not.
We got a different Steve take.
He said, "See, that was again one of those lines where they served it up like a meatball, and I'm like, oh, they didn't ding him.
Yeah,
I had never dinged him."
Mountain Time. Steve also says maybe you can get one of your stripper friends to make you a hot ham and cheese sandwich on his ass. I got to be honest. So
He's not great
John
either.
Carroll Lynch, okay. John Carroll Lynch, okay, as an improviser. I have no idea what his background is. He's a great actor. Not sure.
He's not much of an. He didn't have much off the dome.
Didn't have a lot of juice.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Mimi proposes. Then let's bury the hatchet. If you're gonna be jealous, and we want to make sure that we're all okay.
Hold on.
Yeah.
With the waterbed line. Sorry to go back to that.
Yes.
Did she give a different line than the East Coast version in the like? Because in the Pacific time,
what did you get in Pacific? Oh, there's something slightly different. I didn't write it down.
There was something different, which made me. I don't think that I can recognize every single line that they changed that wasn't dinged, but there are lines that they're changing.
Yeah.
That just don't get dinged. That they are just making up.
Yeah.
Because she said sloshing around all alone in a waterbed like a dinghy in some big horny sea.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that was not in the East Coast version.
I think that is kind of what she said in the Mountain Time version. I don't remember. I assumed it was the East Coast as well.
Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, sorry. We'll go back to Steve, butt hoagie, etc. Move along.
No. So, she's like, I'm worried about you being jealous, and I want to make sure that I can accommodate for that. Let's just combine our bachelor party and our bachelorette party.
Every best bachelor and bachelorette party was combined.
Hey,
since you're insecure, Steve, let's just have this together.
You know how sometimes the man is insecure about the bachelorette party?
Yeah.
I like the little gender reversal there. But
right.
Steve loves the idea, and he says, he's so happy that heaven gave him a rainbow angel here. And,
and they didn't ding that line.
No, not anywhere. And then they go to do it in the alleyway. Because again, it is live television. They can't say bone or fuck. I guess you could say bone. You could probably say you're going to bone.
You could probably say bone on TV.
Yeah. I don't know.
The ABC censor was out.
Yeah.
We saw him a couple times in this.
We're getting there. We're later in the app. Lewis comes down because the construction noise has now gotten to a point where it's just crazy. And obviously they live up there.
Yeah, we didn't say, but Wayne Brady
we
is the repairman. So
I didn't know if it was Wayne Brady.
In the Warsaw, they had a bunch of... Wait,
At first.
Okay.
You didn't let me finish. I wanted to let you go. At first, I was like, oh, that could just be a guy. I don't know where this is going.
They had a bunch of ducts that were like sort of hanging down.
Yeah.
So clearly something was being repaired. It was Wayne Brady and... I don't know if the other person... No. I think it was just an extra. Just somebody else.
That's why I thought Wayne Brady might have been an extra to start. But no, it is Wayne Brady. And Lewis comes down and he goes, what the hell's going on?
What's all this noise?
And Wayne Brady, whose character name, say it with me, Wayne. So fucking clever. He's like, oh yeah, no, we're fixing the heating ducts. There's a problem with this, so we just gotta do some repairs. I don't know if I didn't notice this in the East Coast one, but on the Mountain Time one, he's hammering the side of it, but the hammer is not the way you would hold a hammer. He's hammering it from the side. Like he doesn't know how to use it.
Yeah.
Brad comes in, pause. We're doing a new scene. We're going to create a scenario. The East Coast one is Lewis is a dog.
Right.
Wayne is his owner who's building him a dog house. And Lewis, as a dog, has to communicate what he wants through a series of noises.
And it's exactly what you'd expect.
Yeah, it's kind of not eventful.
It's just a bunch of barking. And that's honestly a lot of Ryan Stiles' time on Whose Line. Is like, don't get me wrong, he has great lines. Yeah. But it's an overcommitment to like a character or a scene that makes him like
impressive.
Must watch.
Yeah. I'm now just realizing I did not write down what the Mountain Time one was. It
really?
Must have been so uneventful that I was like, fuck it, whatever.
The Pacific Time one was now you're two talking monkeys in a phone booth making crank phone calls.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's a lot of ooh ahs, but then at one point Wayne Brady's like, hello, is Jeffrey home? And then they go, and that break was really funny.
They break off the whole game by having Kate enter the scene. Krista Miller's first appearance on this episode. She comes in, she's Lewis, I need to pull you, and Lewis just snaps out of it and goes to sit down.
That was honestly the funniest part of any of these was
just how they get out of it.
He would be doing these animal noises and then instantly like, oh, hey, Kate.
Locks in with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they start talking. You know, Drew apparently has expressed interest now in dating women again, off camera. We haven't seen this.
Yes.
But, you know, she's like, I think it's finally time to tell him that I love him.
Yeah.
And Lewis is like, are you sure about this? Let's do it. Let's test to make sure. Picture Drew naked. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now eat this French fry. And she eats it, no problem. He goes, yeah, no, you're ready.
Yeah.
Don't understand.
So if she can
have an appetite.
If she can hold down food after thinking about Drew naked.
Then she's locked and loaded for life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Sure. And we get another fucking game here. I couldn't believe right after Brad comes back.
Oh, yeah. He comes right back.
Right back. And he's like, all right, Kate, for the East Coast.
It's really why we have only 3 scenes in this fucking show.
Yeah. It's because and they're all the same sets, too. Yeah. We don't go to like, that'd be crazy.
No.
If we were like different parts of it.
Now we're doing a carpool. Carpool.
Kate and Lewis on the East Coast one have to pretend that they are Siamese twins joined at the head. Kate has to tell Drew about her feelings. Lewis wants pudding. That is all that's explained,
and that's it.
And we get my favorite line where, you know, Kate's they're pretending they're joined at the head, and Kate's talking about, oh yeah, I really, you know, I have feelings.
Oh, this would be your favorite line.
Ugh, I wish Bill Cosby were here. Fucking, you know, so 1999.
Yeah,
gotta have my pudding.
Gotta
vanilla,
have your
chocolate
pudding pops.
Gotta have my pudding pops.
Temple alum.
Yeah. Go fighting Cosby's. That was the mascot.
We did. He spoke at our convocation our freshman year.
We had the last student address from Bill Cosby.
Yeah, it was right before and all the stuff came out.
All before the allegations. Even without the allegations, Bill Cosby should not have been speaking to students in the state he was. It seems like they just threw whatever they could get from the student store
was in
on
like
him.
A sweatsuit.
Oh, it was bad, dude. Yeah, and it was all Temple branded. Like it was. I think tags were still on them. Yeah, and he's walking up, and you know, well, we do not hate St. Joe's because we love everyone. That's my Bill Cosby. It's pretty good.
It's like a hybrid Barack Obama.
Let me be clear. Anyway, I also didn't write down what the fuck they did on the west. I really fucked this up. I didn't write down what they did on the mountaintop
for
Kate and Lewis.
Oh, for the Kate and Lewis thing.
Yeah, I got to be honest. This is how uneventful things are with these fucking improv games, and I kind of got annoyed by the improv games at a point.
Yeah, I mean, I totally get it. Once in a while, it would deliver a funny line.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing.
You're going right back. Again, that review nailed it. Yeah. That you said at the top. Gimmicky. Like it just feels gimmicky and forced.
Yeah,
maybe it gets better by the time Drew Live 2 or what they did this 3 times.
3 times, yeah.
After the 3, they were like, we
got no money.
We got nothing. In the Pacific Time version, Brad comes up and he said, let's not talk about Drew naked anymore. Let's talk about Kate naked, but only questions. And they could only speak in questions.
Okay. And it's about her being nude.
It was only about her being nude for 2 questions, and then
the noise came in.
Well, no, Kate noped out in a way. She started talking about like, you know, what's your hair doing, and like she brings it right back to Ryan Stiles.
It just came to me what they did. This is crazy. Like I had a Raven Simone-esque moment where so the gimmick is they both have to talk about how she, I think, is in love with Drew. But the personas they are doing is Kate is a cheerleader who can only speak in cheers, and Lewis is a wrestler, and he's cutting a promo. So she kind of does not do rhymes or really, you know, it's like 2, 4, 6, 8, the sort of type shit. And then Lewis is like, brother, I'm going to see you Thursday night. We're getting Drew in here.
Yeah.
It's pretty good shit. Wow, that's crazy that I remembered that.
Wow.
What a fucking pull. I'm more impressed that I remembered that than at the actual improv game.
You're going to be on your deathbed someday and something about Drew Carey. You'll just remember
Ryan Stiles cut a promo. I die. That's my last words. They get out of this game by basically making the construction noise so loud that they gotta go.
They're like, hey, can we go up to your apartment and talk? Because Lewis, again, still lives above the bar.
Yeah.
And then to which Lewis says in every version, oh, yeah, I can't believe I got a woman saying, let's go up to your apartment, and nobody can hear it.
Yep. So they skedaddle on up. In enters Oswald and Drew.
Yes.
They go to talk to Wayne. Everybody knows Wayne. Well, that's really nice. We haven't met Wayne at this point at all, but everybody knows him.
But everyone fucking knows Wayne.
He's a cool guy.
Must watch him on TV or something. Oswald has an improv line here.
Yeah.
In the East Coast version, it's about could you guys change a gas line at his apartment because every time he tries, he gets a little sleepy.
He's got a gas leak in his oven. Would you mind fixing it? I've tried, but I get a little sleepy every time I do it. The line before this, though, is what are they installing anything in the bathroom? And he goes, oh, yeah, we're putting in heavy-duty fans. And Drew goes, yeah, I'd like to see that. I bet I can beat it.
Yeah, he's like, I always like a challenge.
Yes. Yeah. They dinged him on the Mountain Time version.
Oh.
And he fucks up. He's like, I'll clog those pipes in a week, and like walks away. It's not about the fans at all.
Classic Drew.
Just makes it about something else. He's like, shit, what can I do?
It's like he didn't know that he was going to do an improv show today.
It's not like he agreed.
Why the fuck has this guy done 3 improv shows, but he can't do improv?
His name is on it. It is crazy, right, that he's so associated now with improv, and he's kind of so bad at it. It's insane. But yeah, no, then we get the gas leak line. What was it improvised in the Pacific time?
In the Pacific time.
Because it was basically the same in Mountain Time.
In the Pacific time, he comes in and says, who was a better carpenter, Jesus or Bob Vila?
That's what he asks Wayne?
Yes, instead of the gas leak line.
Nice. Okay. They had the same thing in Mountain Time. That's fun, at least. That's a little different.
Yeah. So again, Pacific time version, they were just like, fuck it.
I'm gonna say Jesus.
Jesus had to be good.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. He needed to learn all these other gimmicky tricks.
Yeah, he was too busy. He's like,
water in the wine.
I gotta make the dead rise. And
every time he needed a drink at work, he was getting fucked up.
And it's at this point, Drew goes over to get a drink. Oswald walks over one of the open ducts from the ceiling, and he hears up from their apartment Kate and Lewis talking about this guy that she's fallen in love with.
Yeah.
And he waves over at Drew. He's like, hey, listen to this. We can hear,
it's like the pneumatic tube.
At the office.
At the office.
Yeah, that they communicated to the basement dwellers with.
Yeah.
But the other way. So yeah, they're spying on Kate.
Kate and Lewis.
This guy, he's funny, he's romantic, and he has no idea how great he is.
Yeah.
And if I said it all to his face, he wouldn't know that I was talking about him.
Yeah.
And Drew goes, the guy sounds like an idiot.
Right.
How would you not know?
Yeah. How would you not know that she's in love with you? So
but it's him.
But
he's an idiot.
This is really the point where it's the first point where I feel like we're realizing, Drew, like, of course Drew still has a crush on her.
Yeah.
But he's been on his me journey for a couple episodes. So now he's finally like, oh yeah, here it's still the
feelings are still there.
The fire still burns inside him. He yearns for Kate.
I also understand it's a sitcom and we return to tropes like this every so often. But how many fucking times are we going to have Drew has feelings for Kate and he doesn't like these other guys that she's with? Like this is like the 17th time we've done this on this show.
Right.
But yeah, no. So Drew thinks he's blown it. He's loved her his whole life. He hasn't had the courage to tell her. They keep listening though.
Yeah.
And we get this fun little
Oswald is surprisingly cool about it too, I will say.
Oh yeah, he's like, I
for being a guy
bud.
that used to be engaged.
Yeah. They brought it up in the Mountain Time one.
Oh yeah.
But we'll get to it in a second how they brought it up. Yeah, they keep listening, and we get this. What's this ointment, Lewis?
Kate? Before that, I will say, because there's an improv line in here.
Oh,
Lewis talks about, he's like, oh, are you ready to make that sacrifice? You ready to have
You're
kids?
Absolutely right. Yes.
And in the Eastern Coast version,
yes,
she says, yeah, 9 months without beer, but once that water breaks, we better have a cold one on ice.
Yeah.
I don't know what they did in the Mountain Time version.
In the Mountain Time, we got a line where she goes, hey, but after 9 months, I'll have a little drinking buddy with me.
Okay, that's what she says in the Pacific
I
time.
wonder if Yeah, I wonder if they changed this. Like, it's so weird that some lines carry over.
Like maybe it's not an improv line, but they were
3.
just like rewriting in real time.
Could have been
interesting.
Yeah, something that feels fluid. But yeah, that's the line that she gives there. That's a great point. And yeah, and then we get this little ointment situation. Oswald hears Kate talking about his ointment, and he starts screaming up. He's like, "Hey, you leave that alone!" And then Drew covers his mouth because it blows their spy, obviously. And then we hear as he's covering his mouth, Lewis goes, "Oh yeah, it's Oswald's tongue fungus ointment." Drew shakes his hand. He's grossed out. He's like, it's only if we kiss.
Yeah.
And then Lewis goes, I think I've got it too. Yeah.
Oswald's like, yeah, I should have put my name on my tongue scraper.
The East Coast, we get a ding, and he goes, boy, we got to stop playing fetch with the same frisbee.
That was good.
That was a great one.
That was a really good line.
Mountain Time had another one that was pretty good. He goes, we spend all day opening doors with our mouths. I'm like, okay, it got a really good reaction. I think
in Pacific Time it was good. He said we got to stop cleaning the same cat.
There you go. The in studio audience loves the improv shit. Like they're
into it.
Even if it's like you gotta not a great joke, they will applaud
for it.
Yeah,
absolutely. They probably did some improv games to warm up.
Oh, for sure.
Audience.
Yeah, pre-show or all that. We go back then, and we get Kate's just
imagine you're in the studio audience and you don't know.
You're like, wait,
you're just
what?
Like, dude, this show's a mess.
It doesn't make any sense. And remember, they did this for sweeps. They did this to try to sell themselves as like, this is the most, you should put ad money on this for the holidays.
Woof.
I think it probably worked, but I don't know.
I mean, maybe it did, but
I didn't look at ratings.
I'm not impressed.
Kate at this point says that she's just going to tell her true feelings to this guy at Steve and Mimi's upcoming party. And this is where I have a question.
How do they already know about the fucking party?
This is all one fucking scene. Yeah. How do they know that they're
on
doing
their way out to go have sex in the alley? He was like, "Hey, bro, we're gonna have a party at your house."
Hey, bro, can you also tell Kate? I don't know how Kate. It's just crazy to me. I was like, "Oh, it took me out of it." I'm gonna be honest.
A little bit.
A very plot-driven guy. I was like, "This logic now fucking makes no sense." And also, Drew knows that this bachelorette thing's gonna be at his house.
Yeah,
because he's like, "Oh, great, I'm hosting this guy.
This fucking guy is gonna be at my house now."
It's crazy. I mean, I guess he assumes anything that Steve does party-wise will eventually be at his house.
Yeah.
But we get one Brad interrupt here as well for the road. Drew's like, "Oh, I don't know if I can talk to Kate at the party." Oswald's like, "You got to," and Wayne comes over. They are told to improvise a song.
And Laura Hall is wheeled in.
She wheels in like Weekend Update style.
That was pretty funny.
That was good. She is going to lead them. They have to do a song encouraging Drew to go after Kate. The East Coast one is in the style of a Marine Corps drill sergeant marching tune.
Yeah.
Mountain
pretty
Time.
Unremarkable, but Oswald, again, he's not the worst of them. No. He tries.
Yeah, Diedrich's pretty good. Mountain Time, they do, it's just the style of a disco. They sort of run in place. It's like running, keep on running. And they mention how Kate left Oswald at the altar. They use altar as a rhyming word. Wayne. Wayne Brady's the fucking
Wayne
best.
Brady's a genius.
He's incredible.
The in the Pacific Coast version that they do in the style of James Brown.
Oh, okay, sure.
To which that is right in Wayne Brady's.
Yeah, I was going to say,
wheelhouse.
did Diedrich Bader have anything?
No, he did like a little bit of just like a little bit of yelling, but Wayne killed it.
We leave with this. Drew feels encouraged, and his plan now at this party is going to be, I'm going to make her not like the guy she's fallen in love with. Yeah. It's not I'm going to win her over. It's I'm going to make her realize this other guy's a piece of trash.
Yes.
We get Eugene coming back in at the end here. I loved this bit. And he's like, Eugene's like, "Oh, hey, my favorite Drew. What's going on?" And he's like, "Oh, not much. I was just talking about how I was going to go screw some guy." Yeah. And Eugene's like all upset. He's like, "And I paid for gas to come here."
And I had to stop and get gas.
Exits off.
And that was a line again that was served up that I'm like, are they going to make? Nope, they didn't. No. They just needed
it didn't
cut for time.
Didn't get a great reaction on East Coast or Mountain Time.
No, it didn't either at Pacific Time. But I laughed a lot.
I thought it was great. I thought people, again, it's live. There's no like music cues or anything. I don't think people knew that was the end of the scene necessarily. Yeah. So then we get the zoom out and we see the cameras and everybody's cued to applaud and we go to commercial.
Right.
We come back. We're at the joint bachelor bachelorette. I just want to point out the banner in the back says Steve and Mimi, adios to freedom. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah. Eugene is there. Everyone that we've met, of course, is there.
Everybody's
Wayne,
there.
who we just met this episode.
We're boys.
The repairman at the Warsaw.
He's there.
He's now at their
Eugene's
party.
there. Drew's just looking for Kate. He goes up to Eugene. You see Kate? No. So he goes to get a beer.
Yeah. Goes into the kitchen, grabs a beer. Wick comes through the door and he's like, did anybody bring an apple brown Betty?
It was, please tell me it was the same on the West Coast as well. I love that they kept the apple brown Betty the same. That's such a fucking funny, specific thing. He's like, did anybody bring you an apple brown Betty to your party?
Yeah.
And Drew's like, not looking at him. Drew's like, man, I know I don't got the coolest friends, but we're not that geeky.
And then he's like, oh, no. And then he like Wick just turns around and throws it out in the trash.
Throws it out the door.
I'm just like,
you could hear it too, because you could hear the loud fucking thud each time.
I'm like, I would fucking kill if somebody brought an apple brown Betty to my fucking party.
To your bachelor party?
Yeah, you're invited to every party.
I'm making a note of what I'm going to do for your bachelor party.
That'd be good.
I'm making a note. Oh my God, dude. Yeah, it was such a funny gag. He sits down. Steve comes back. Speaking about desserts, we're talking about, we get some alternate lines here too, but he comes here.
Yeah, Steve comes in and he's asking, have you seen Kate yet? And Steve's like, no, but since I met Mimi, I've been blind to other women.
Yes.
And Drew says it's called PTSD. Mm-hmm. Now, did they ding him here? Because they dinged him in the Pacific time version.
I don't think they dinged him in Mountain Time, but I also think it might have just been so bad I didn't write it down.
Well, I wrote down the bad ones.
Okay, please.
They dinged him here, and Drew said, I think that he like stutters, as he is one to do on every single bell ring. And he says, I think it's temporary monkey blindness brought on by baboons. I'm like, oh,
we love alliteration. Blindness brought on by baboons.
Yeah,
that's actually my warm up, my vocal warm up. Blindness brought on by baboons.
I didn't even clock the alliteration, but it's totally what he was going for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he just like read a comedy book that's like, sometimes alliteration is.
You know
funny.
what's funny? Oh Jesus. Yeah, no. So then,
but then Steve is making up a cake here.
Naked lady cake. Which I guess I thought it was like a Brown Betty style. No, it's just a cake with a naked woman on it.
Yeah. Why do you have to throw out the Brown Betty, but then he's got the naked lady cake? I'm like,
too many female based desserts.
Yeah.
So he's making it, and he thinks there's too much shaved coconut on it. He's like, it looks older than I thought. And Drew's line is, oh, hello, Grandma.
Yeah.
Gets dinged in the East Coast one, and he goes, I've seen older, and he walks off, which is pretty funny.
That one was one of his better ones.
He did not have
pretty confidently went into
not have one in the Mountain Time.
They didn't ding him here.
Yeah, they knew he wasn't going to top that.
Yeah,
that was the opus.
That was
Drew.
peak.
Yeah. So Drew leaves. And then we get Wick and Steve sort of talking about matrimony.
Wick is smoking a pipe here.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I like the pipe. So yeah, they talk about matrimony, and Wick's sort of laughing at Steve for being stuck with the old ball and chain while he can be, out on the prowl.
Yeah.
And it's weird to me, the next line, Steve goes, oh, well, I'm just happy to have found my soulmate.
Yeah.
And in Mountain Time, they ding him. They give him a bell. And he
Weird
goes,
ding.
oh, I'm happy I found the love of my life. Like, it's not any funnier. It gets an awe from the audience.
Yeah.
And then Wick starts to cry. He goes, oh, I pity you. And then they ring the bell for Wick in Mountain Time. And he goes, I'm so happy for you. He changes his whole, I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Like, you wrote in joke lines, it would seem. And then now we're doing it in serious moments.
Yeah, just kind of going off the rails.
Yeah.
I don't know. They didn't ding any of that in Pacific Time.
It's fascinating. I think they learned from Mountain Time. Maybe. I don't know.
And then at this point, Lewis does walk in.
Yes.
And he starts lighting up a cigar at the sink.
And Steve freaks out. He's like, what are we doing?
And he's like, oh, I'm just lighting up an 8-inch Cuban, which is the name of the feature film for tonight.
Yeah, he's got a little porno. Steve lays down the rules, though. Because it's a combined bachelor-bachelorette, no cigars, no porno.
Gotta be gentlemen.
Gotta be gentlemen for these women, And Wick goes, oh, yeah, I agree. Now that the women are here, gotta behave. They all walk into the living room. And in the living room is I think it's supposed to be like a plumber, handyman.
No, it's a mailman.
Oh, it's a mailman. You're right.
Unless
Because he's got the
unless they
sack.
ding it.
No, he's got the. Could you imagine they changed the thing? No, he's got the sack in the front.
And he's actually naked.
Well, no,
because they have a sensor come up.
Here's what I think happened. I
watched
because
they also have a sensor in the Pacific time version. But
they did
where
in Mountain Time.
They show his bare ass accidentally.
Whoa. They didn't do it in Mountain Time. I could tell he had like, at least in Mountain Time's the high res one. The other two were like VHS upscales that we watched.
Yeah.
The Mountain Time one, you could see like a tan thong.
Okay. So it might be in a thong, but regardless, there was because it's not in this immediate scene where the stripper's present.
Yeah.
But it's when they move to the kitchen in this like next part of this. And it's when clearly he's gotten off the table and he's walking into the background amongst the cast. And you can see him fully turned around and his ass cheeks
are just out.
Now,
That's
it might be a thong.
Now, did you
But anyway, there's like a quick sensor there. By
and it's
ABC.
just a big red ABC sensor.
Yeah.
I thought that was fascinating. We definitely got in the East Coast one. I think it's because on the Mountain Time one, it's the most timed correctly, I think. He gets up on the table fully clothed and we see them coming in from the background.
Yeah.
And then they cut to the Mimi sitting on the couch angle and he's fully dressed still. And then he rips off his shirt and he rips off his pants and he's gratuitously covered by the mail sack.
Yes.
So I think that's what they wanted to go for. But on the other two, they failed miserably. So we got dinged by the censors. Yeah. Which I'm sure they loved. Mimi has a joke here about, oh yeah, come here, I'll sign for that package.
Yeah, that was funny.
And then we get this shot of
I would have dung it, but
yeah. Could you imagine if they rang the bell then? All of the men in the room were getting different cuts to them. They're all kind of looking disgusted, annoyed, aghast.
Except for Eugene.
Eugene's loving it.
I love that Eugene's just gawking at this.
Yeah, gawking's the right word. He's watching on, slightly smiling. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Drew pulls Lewis into the kitchen and he's like, listen, buddy, I know about Kate being in love.
Who's she in love with? Give me a hint.
Yeah. And Lewis strongly hints it's Drew, I would say. I can't tell you, Drew. No hints, Drew.
I promised Drew.
Did he get the bell on the West Coast one?
No.
He got it on the Mountain Time twice.
He might. Well, actually, he might have. I got to check.
Do you hear me, Drew? And then he gets it again. He goes, "What's the haps, brother?" I was like, "That's fucking crazy."
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Drew doesn't get it. And Drew's like, I don't know can you give me a hint? And he's like, forget it.
Hey, there is a point where he says nudity is this man's enemy because Drew's like, is it the stripper?
Yeah. Nudity is this man's enemy. I did think that was
And then
good.
he's like, is he in the living room right now? And then Lewis falls.
Drew crosses in the living room.
Crossing in. Yeah.
Drew doesn't get it. Regardless, though, Oswald has found the apple brown Betty
just
out in the garbage. I like the line.
You ever go to a party and just root around in the garbage, see what good's
like,
in there?
Man, if it wasn't for this apple brown Betty I found in the garbage, this party would have been Drew's worst. And Wayne goes, well, no, he had a bad one 5 years ago. Snap.
Hold on. They dinged that line, which is back to
on the West Coast.
On the West Coast, which is back to why they really picked very weird times.
They dinged Oswald.
They dinged that line, worst party Drew ever had, and then Oswald just goes, worst little gathering Drew has ever thrown.
Trying to find other synonyms.
Just trying to find synonyms.
That rules.
Yeah.
But we get a Brad interrupt here. We get one last improv game not one last, but one of the last improv games for the road. Conductive story.
Yeah.
We get everybody. Who is it? It's Wick. It's Drew. It's Wayne. It's Colin Mockery. It's Ryan Stiles. It's Diedrich.
Get the whole gang.
All of them together.
Everyone in a line. And he's like, I'm going to point to you with this pointer, and you're going to start telling a part of a story.
A party story. And we're going to give you a specific party that you're talking about and specific characters. So for the East Coast, it was a children's party in prehistoric times.
Yeah, everyone's 7 years old except for Drew, who's 58.
Which is such a dumb specific thing. But, they start pointing around, and I think Drew goes, come here, cave boy. And they're all like,
yeah. And they basically just, here none of them had anything. It was all like, bam, 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 bam. Yeah, that was it.
I don't know how Pacific went. Mountain Time, it was very similar. They had nothing, basically. It was a retirement story or retirement party for the bomb squad. And we get, a bunch of names like, yeah, there was Stumpy, and Stumpy was stumping on all the stumps, and we can't forget about Lefty. Lefty was a good guy. We knew when to take the bomb off.
This is where I realized how bad Craig Ferguson was at this.
Interesting, yeah.
Because I thought he was just like,
I forgot
he fucked these up.
Yeah.
The story time in the West Coast, it was Abe Lincoln's bachelor party.
That's pretty good. That's my favorite, actually.
But everyone had Swedish accents.
Oh, that's less fun.
Yeah, right. I'm like, you didn't need this.
Yeah, they should have done like Cockney or something.
Fucking Brad. I'm like, why are you adding more shit? It was fine. And then they talked about like Betsy Ross showing up, and then Wick just talked about fish, all the fish that Swedish people eat. And he was like just talking about like kippers, and I'm like,
who had the best Swedish accent? You remember?
His was actually pretty good.
I was gonna say he's already across the pond.
His was a good accent. It was just he had nothing good to say.
Sure,
but anyway,
so it goes. And so at this point, we end this game by Kate entering, and they go, "Oh, Kate's here! Look!" So Drew goes, "Okay, I know how this is gonna go. The first person that she approaches at the party is clearly the person that she's in love with."
Yeah.
So she comes up to Drew and goes, "Hey, Drew, how's it going? Can we talk?"
And he's like, "Why are you talking? Shut up! It's not me.
Go mingle. Go.
What are you talking?" Yeah,
completely just so.
Unaware.
Anyway,
it can't even enter his mind that she would be interested.
So
in him.
dense.
Yeah.
She goes up to talk to Wayne at this point, and Drew's like, "I should have known, muscular contractor with rough hands, and she needs like a soft, sensitive guy like me."
Yeah.
And Oswald goes, "I saw him breathe life back into a baby bird one time."
Yeah.
And he got the bell on the East Coast. And he goes, "I saw him teach a penguin to fly," which I enjoyed.
Yeah, that was good.
I don't think there was any on Mountain Time.
No, he did not. I'm just double checking, but he did not get the bell here either.
There you go.
No, actually he did. Drew got the bell here. So Drew says, "Sounds like a pervert to me." Mm-hmm. And then he gets a bell and he's like, "Sounds like a bird lover to me." And that was it. That's all he had.
Sometimes, folks, the jokes aren't good.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Most of the time in these.
So at this point, Drew goes over to both of them and he tries and fails to kind of make Dwayne's work seem unstable. He does get dinged on the Mountain Time one for this. He's like, "Oh, well, how's the unstable life of a contractor going?" And
I do like how he's a dick in that particular moment.
Well, it gets even worse. He's like, because they ring the bell on the Mountain Time, and then Drew goes, Bet you wish you had my job at Winfred Louder instead of doing your whatever." Clearly, just give it up. And then Wayne Brady, ever game, goes, "Actually, well, I'm doing great. I doubled my income this year, and I was able to buy a new house, and I'm getting a master's in architecture."
Yeah.
Just like clearly cleaning
Excellent,
up. Yeah, doing great. So Drew at this point goes, "All right, well, fuck it. How about we wrestle?" And he's like, "What?"
He gets on the ground and
he's like, hop on top. And Kate's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "No, clearly the problem is with Wayne."
Yeah.
Dinged on the East Coast. And he goes, "Clearly I'm on my knees on live TV."
Yeah. Drew, come on.
It's that's the closest it gets to that Kathy Kinney makeup thing where he's just like, "Look what's happening right now.
Yeah.
I'm breaking the game."
Yeah.
So anyway, Wayne and Kate go off, and Steve decides at this point, us men, we're gonna show these women how to really get wild.
And this part was really funny.
Yeah, they go, "Yeah," and he pulls out like a karaoke machine.
Yeah, talent show,
and they're like, but Eugene is so fucking game for the talent show.
Eugene is game.
Yeah, he goes, I'm confident in myself, or he says something, and then Steve gives him a little pat on the cheek, and he starts singing a rendition dedicated to a special someone. They know who they are. Of "You Are So Beautiful."
Yeah,
to me.
And he looks in the general direction of we got
Drew,
Oswald, and Kate behind him.
Kate is directly behind Drew.
So the whole time, Drew's like, "Oh, he's singing this too, Kate."
Mm-hmm. I like that Drew is so dense. He also doesn't realize an obviously gay man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Or is this at a time where you just couldn't conceptualize it?
Could be. So Eugene's singing right at Drew, but he thinks it's to Kate, and he goes, "Oh my God, no, Eugene is the one that Kate's in love with." And he's like, "I can't believe he has the confidence to just do this like so openly and in front of everyone. It's crazy."
Colin Mockery gets dinged in the song.
Yeah, on the East Coast. I think they meant to ding Drew,
Yeah.
but instead Mockery took it and he changes the lyrics.
Thank God that Mockery took it. Honestly, I was like, good.
Yeah.
Drew would have butchered it.
Oh my God, he would have fucked it up. But Mockery, but his
wasn't that great either.
You're having my baby. Like it's just such a weird little.
He didn't. I mean, because he's put in like the worst possible.
For sure.
Situations.
Absolutely.
So I think the funny part there for me was just like, oh, they dinged the song.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
Why? Now I'll tell you this too. I watched a little. I wanted to see for the YouTube version. The whole song is lifted. The song is changed because obviously you need the song to make sense for the ending here.
Yeah.
But any of him singing is gone, and they cut out the whole like, oh, he's so friendly and he's waving at them.
Oh man,
that whole
that's
thing's
funny.
gone. It's very funny. So, anyway, as the song ends, Drew goes up to talk to Eugene, and he lays it out for him.
He's like, "Look, I know we're after the same thing,
but
Kate.
You got you got to believe me when I tell you, I want it so much more than you do." Eugene's like looking at him in awe, and he goes, "I assure you, I want it more than you." And then he leans in and just starts kissing Drew.
Lays a big fat kiss on Drew.
Big fat wet kiss.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It was great.
This was my favorite Brad interrupt.
Yes,
Brad comes
the best
in
one.
and he goes, let's try that kiss again. But this time, what does he say on the East Coast? But this time you are...
I do have the East Coast one.
Hell yeah.
Brad comes on and he's like, let's try the kiss again. And he's like, now you're Tiger Woods and
you're
you're Scooby-Doo.
And they both go, no.
No. And then he says, you're Janet Jackson and you're Abe Vigoda, the guy from The Godfather.
And they think about it for a second. And they go, no. And that's Mountain Time. I loved this one. He's like, all right, you're Siegfried and you're Roy. And he goes, no. All right, you're Madeline Albright and you're a rabid monkey. And then he gets a third one. He goes, you're Sybil Shepherd and you're a German Shepherd. That's pretty good.
In the Pacific time, it's you're Al Gore and you're Ted Koppel.
That's topical.
Yeah.
Topical humor, folks.
And then the second one is you're Dennis Rodman and you're Queen Elizabeth.
Actually, that's the one they have.
But even at that one, they give a little peck and they go like this.
That's cute. Kate's in the kitchen and Lewis is like, wow, I bet you didn't know you'd have competition to tell Drew how you feel. And she goes, I'm going to let it go, I never know when to tell a man I love him, but I know it's not on the night another man's kissed him.
Right.
She does get dinged for this in the Mountain Time.
Funny, she didn't
and
get
she
dinged
goes, it's never a good time when a man's on all fours. Sometimes she gets also not great at this.
No.
Krista Miller really does not like this game, and that's okay.
It's all right.
It's all right.
Her husband should have wrote more funny lines.
And Drew has cleared things up with Eugene. Eugene, not in love with Kate, obviously. Drew's butt, cute as a cupcake. That's what we've learned from this.
That was funny.
Oswald points out Kate's alone in the kitchen. Drew can go make his feelings known, but he's like, I don't know if you saw anything from how I behaved tonight.
I've been acting like a child tonight. I'm clearly not ready for a serious relationship.
Yeah, so.
And then Lewis comes in and he's just like, Eugene just said my butt looks like a cupcake.
And then Drew line, the classic, then, that bitch.
That's good.
That's funny. And that's where we end things there. The credits scene.
It's a game.
It's a game. I didn't really understand. There's too much to the game because.
Well, it's just like you have two people in this case.
It's also, again, max 30 seconds.
Right.
Yeah.
It was Drew and Wick.
Drew and Wick.
And then Oswald
arms.
And Lewis were their respective arms.
Correct. And there's some sort of game where like they're chefs, but one of them really likes something and the other one doesn't.
Yeah. One, Wick likes the smell of what Drew's cooking. Drew doesn't like the smell of what Wick's cooking or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And now they have.
But the gimmick is really we're slamming eggs.
We're trying to crack eggs on each other. The one in
which is bold for the East Coast, by the way, because then you got to live with egg
I was
in your
just gonna
hair.
say the one in the Pacific Coast they make a fucking mess.
Oh yeah, because they're done.
Yeah. So at that point it's not cooking.
Yeah.
Lewis is teaching Oswald how to shave, and then they're Wick and Drew are each other's their respective arms, and now they're just throwing shaving cream as you could imagine at each other, and then at one point they take a beer and they just start spraying it all over Brad.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. There you go. Oh yeah, Brad at this point also just in all of these scenes casually sipping up his beer.
Yeah.
For the credit scene on the mountain time, Oswald and Lewis are applying their tongue ointment to each other. And Drew and Wick are the arms. So, we get like, oh, we're trying to put the ointment on a little popsicle stick and then we're rubbing it on people's faces and things. And that's kind of where it ends. That's that. So what did we learn at the end of this? Was it gimmicky and a smug mess?
I mean, look, I don't want to call it like a smug
I will say
show.
Third highest rated show on ABC the week that it aired.
Really?
Behind Monday Night Football and Who Wants to Be a Billionaire.
It's not bad. I mean, those are the two you would assume that would pass it probably. I mean, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire used to be a bigger deal.
Yeah.
That was Regis days.
Yeah. It was.
But
and there were other positive reviews.
And Monday Night Football, like across the board, I'm pretty sure football is
always dominant.
Always like the top 100 things on TV every year are all football games.
Okay, I'm reading other reviews now of this. The Akron Beacon Journal said, quote, "Well, it's good they got that out of their system." Wow.
Not a lot of great reviews, and I got to be honest, if I had the right one, it would not be great. I mean, because think about it this way. I think we liked a little bit of more of it just because we could watch all three versions.
Yeah.
If you got just, stuck with one version of that and you can't watch the other one taped or anything anywhere, it would be very disappointing.
Yeah. Obviously, this was probably not the first live comedy sitcom. I can't confirm that, but I know there were a bunch after, right? Will and Grace do a live show. 30 Rock famously did a live show. There was a whole NBC sitcom that Chris D'Elia starred in called Undateable. Their third season, as a gimmick, every episode was live.
Yeah.
So but they were, again, it's not about the final product for me, though it probably should be. It's about what are they trying? They're willing to be weird. We're going to see in the next podcast where we talk about the web stuff. Yeah. They're trying weird shit. And I respect that, at least. They're like they're a big sitcom.
Yeah.
And they're trying weird shit. They're trying to change it.
I respect it. Yeah. They're playing with the medium.
But that being said, the returns were not great for me. Yeah. But anyway, that's Drew Live for you folks. And that's the end of Cleveland Rocks Taped. Thank you for listening. Cleveland Rocks Podcast at gmail.com, Instagram.com/Cleveland Rocks Podcast, and YouTube.com/@Cleveland Rocks Podcast. That's where you can find us.
Thank you guys.
We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.